when you need to get somewhere really, really fast. Here's your look at the Diamond Select. This is the Knight Rider electronic 1/15th scale kit in Super Pursuit mode. The Knight Industries 2000, or Kitt, was an experimental vehicle developed by the Knight Foundation as a deterrent for criminal activity. Outfitted with numerous cutting-edge technologies, most of them defensive and non-lethal, the car's systems were controlled by an advanced artificial intelligence partnered with a human operator. This 1/15th scale replica is based on Kitt's appearance in the 1982 television series Knight Rider and is capable of replaying key dialogue and sound effects from the original broadcast at a push of a button. Before we get a closer look at Super Pursuit Mode Kitt, the first thing we're going to do is gauge how long the vehicle actually is. Taking it from the back bumper to the extended grille on the front, bit silly it was that it would transform to gain extra speed, but to its credit, at least the original series relied on practical effects, and not ridiculous CG that would morph the car into other vehicles like pickup trucks. Oh, remake Knight Rider series, what were you thinking? Apparently they weren't coming up with great ideas because the show got cancelled. I did not like the Knight Rider new series. Nonetheless though, from bumper to bumper, you're looking at the length of Kitt being 12.9 inches in length. And switching that over to centimeters, you're looking at the car being 32.8, a little over 32.5 centimeters long. Oh, Knight Rider Remake, you made so many mistakes. Being able to have Kitt morph into other sized vehicles bigger than him, you still of course have to follow the rules of logic, and a car can't simply turn into a pickup truck, no matter how bad you want it to happen. Also, Val Kilmer as the voice of Kitt didn't work for me. Give me the OG William Daniels any day of the week. What's nice about this release, this is the 1/15th scale Kitt, which by the way, if you're an avid collector of the 1/18th scale diecast cars like myself, Super Pursuit Mode Kitt will be slightly bigger than the ones that you have in your collection. I know there was 1/18th versions of both Kitt and a repainted car. I don't believe there was ever a 1/18th scale Super Pursuit Mode Kitt, so this may be the best bet you have to add it to your collection. Like I said, it's just going to be a little bit bigger though. But this one does have the audio clips from William Daniels of the original Knight Rider series, and I was thrilled the fact that Diamond was able to acquire the ability to be able to incorporate William Daniels' voice clips into this car. And as well, there's also some really nice, cool light-up options available. We'll have a look at those in a second. To access all the things I've mentioned, the first thing you really want to be focusing on is flipping the car upside down. And you're going to want to change and open this up. You're going to want to put in some AA batteries. It actually takes 3 AA batteries inside. At the time of setting this review up, I put in some nice fresh AA batteries, so we should be good to go. Unlike most cars that do have light up options, usually there's a try, there's a play, and then there's an off. In this case, there is no off, because all the activation points are done by the fuel canister, the fuel cap here on the side of the car. So you really don't actually need technically an off setting, but there is try that does limit what you can actually do with it. And then there's the full play options that cycles through all the audio and the light up effects. Of course, before we do that, let's look at some of the details on the Super Pursuit Mode Kitt. I've always really liked the design of this. Jumping the shark, perhaps, of course coming up with some new clever ideas. This was the idea that if Kitt wasn't fast enough to get across the city, Michael Knight would simply press a green button, Super Pursuit Mode, and have all these extended pieces that would jet out from Kitt's existing body. And again, it does look a little silly when you really look at it. But as a kid, I mean, I love the idea of seeing Kitt transform like this. This was the closest thing to a live-action Transformer. Now again, if we look at the details done to it, some of the things that do work on the car, for example, you can open up the doors, both the driver's side and the passenger side. And you can see all the details done inside. Now, there was one thing that unfortunately I did not put into this car. These did come with, this particular car came with some included stickers. And I found the stickers were so difficult to get in there, even with a pair of tweezers. Sure, I could get them in there, but I couldn't get them to be flat. I believe there was even stickers that covered over the visual readout that was Kitt himself. But there was like a little piece right there. It was next to impossible, and I abandoned all hope immediately after that. But even though there are technically no stickers in there, these things will still light up, and I'll show you guys how that works in a second. And then you still got coloring done on the steering wheel, for example, which I always really wanted this steering wheel on my car. Is it practical? Probably not. But I always thought the steering wheel looked really cool. Of course, you've got the buttons here located on the side in some yellow, red, and green, and you've got some kind of mid-seats or in-between seats buttons there as well. Some of them actually have texturing done to them as well. They're not simply just painted in place. So there are a lot of cool details, short for the fact that, yes, this guy didn't add the stickers inside. There was one sticker located on the back, and I can't remember whether I put that there or if Diamond Select put that there. But of course, you've got California Night. It does seem like the sticker is slightly worn on the edges. This is, for some strange reason, a separate piece. I don't know why they would not have just molded it to the rest of the bumper. Of course, this is classic Kitts, all done up now with the extra Super Pursuit Mode pieces. So, like, if you were to look at it in the show, this front bumper would basically shift forward, and the top visor area of Kitt would extend up. You'd also have this part of the hood raise up as well as some additional flaps located on the sides just before you get to the door. The back of the door, it really would not streamline this car at all. In fact, if anything, I would feel like it would slow it down. You'd have these back top flaps that they would extend out as well. And then you'd have this whole back section shift up. It does recreate it well in the car here. I did have this extra little piece down below that you want to be careful of because it's a thinner plastic. I looked back to see if this was actually part of the show. As far as I know, this is part in there as well. I don't know what purpose it actually serves. I mean, on this car, it seems to shift around a bit. Almost, well, you can remove it if you wanted to. I don't really know why you'd want to take it off completely. I mean, I would love to see some company release a transforming kit where you could take the original design of Kitt and then have all the things that could transform on it. Even the emergency brakes were just as ridiculous as Super Pursuit Mode, but even having those little back flaps open up, that would be fun. Certainly a nice touch to see. So like I said, it does have audio and it does have the light up effects. By the way as well, the vehicle does roll perfectly fine. It's got nice large rubber tires, or it could be a softer plastic. It almost feels like it is a rubber tire though. But on the back here, where the fuel cap would be, this is basically where you're going to want to press this, and it will cycle through the audio clips as well as the light up options. So if we go ahead and press this right now, one thing you'll probably see immediately.
I am the voice of Night Industry 2000's microprocessor. Kitt for easy reference. Kitt if you prefer.
Now, how cool is that, the fact that they would actually bring in the audio clips from William Daniels? I think, if anything, if you're going to be bringing in the audio, to have that completely be omitted would be just a crime to all fans of the original Knight Rider series. As you can see as well, the visor of Kitt does flash back and forth. And again, you can press that button again.
All systems functioning.
One thing also too, let me just go ahead and open up the door so you can see, pressing the button inside. As you can see, even though I didn't add the stickers, there are still areas that light up and show details to the dashboard. And press the button again. Even the back section also does light up. A nice touch. You can see there's the headlights also lit up. And like much what they've actually done with a lot of the starships as well, there's also like a demo mode where you literally just hold that gas tank, that little gas cap here, and when you press and hold that in, there you go, it will cycle through. It basically will just do this for the whole time. And look at the inside. The inside still has the interior, as well as the back also as well. And that will go for a considerable amount of time until eventually you just press that gas cap again. and it turns everything off. Again, it's a really nice recreation of Kitt, short of the fact it's slightly bigger than some of the 1/18th cars that I have in my collection, is only the reasoning why I don't display this with the kit that I have already from the 1/18th diecast cars. Still as goes though, being it in a Super Pursuit mode option is certainly a nice touch, and I'm glad to see that Diamond Select would have released it. They haven't released much in the way of Kitt cars. They did also release the Mini-Mates version of Kitt, which I did do a review of a long time ago, and yet some strange reason, not really sure why, I completely omitted and forgot about this one in my collection until right now when I decided to re-review it, or review it for the very first time. One last thing I wanted to show you guys in this video, because we certainly did hear Kitt talk, but we didn't actually see him on the dashboard. So I'm going to press the gas cap again, and we'll cycle through a couple of the phrases, with the interior now visible in the camera.
Estimated time of arrival has been reduced from 14 minutes to 8 minutes 20 seconds. I am the voice of Night Industry 2000's microprocessor, KITT for easy reference, Kitt if you prefer. All systems functioning.
Knight Rider was my favorite series growing up as a kid. In fact, without fail, you'd see me in front of the TV every Saturday night at 8 o'clock watching the newest adventures of Michael Knight and his talking car Kitt. Through those adventures, every once in a while, poor Kitt would get damaged and would have to be rebuilt. One such disastrous event caused Kitt to have to be overhauled, causing him later on when he came back to have some additional features that he didn't have before, like Super Pursuit mode. It allowed Kitt to travel even faster, even though he's seen pretty fast already, but it allowed him to travel great distances in a short amount of time. It does also allow him to change his look, drastically even, by having these additional flaps and the whole front grille open up and fold up slightly. It gave him a more augmented or almost Mad Max design to him. And I really thought it was neat, certainly as a kid. As an adult, does it seem practical? I would feel it would slow him down by having all these extra vents sticking out, but what do I know? It still was cool, certainly as a kid, and he didn't have to turn into a pickup truck. Going back again, talking about the remake of Knight Rider. Recreated nicely here by Diamond Select. In final looks, I opted to go with the audio, as you can probably hear in the background. But it does also give you the option of seeing the full light-up options, not only on the outside of the car, but on the interior dashboard as well. This is a nice touch. It's a shame that it isn't of a 1/18th scale, but maybe Diamond Select just didn't have the licensing available for 1/18th, because there were other companies doing 1/18th as well. This one is slightly bigger than the other kit that I have in my collection for the die-cast release, but it's still a nice release, and of what I think, it's one of the few times we've actually gotten ourselves a Super Pursuit mode kit, so that's a nice touch as well. Just an FYI, if you look on the back of the packaging, you can probably also see that they've just used the regular looking kit on the back. They didn't change it to look like the Super Pursuit mode. Probably just re-released it in the original, or released this in its original Knight Rider packaging. That's probably what ended up happening. Let me know down below, though, what you guys think of the original Knight Rider series, and if you ever got around to actually watching the remake Knight Rider, which I thought was absolute garbage. If you are also new to this channel and liking the content that you're seeing, consider the idea of hitting that subscribe button down below, consider the idea of turning on the bell notification, and consider the idea of staying tuned, because there's going to be a lot of videos coming your way. Right, Kitt? Right. As always, guys, thanks for watching as you always do, and I'll see you guys next time.